Hello fans of Marvel Heroes and fans of my channels. Welcome to another episode of Q&A. And I just came back from work and the server is coming down in about half an hour's time. So I thought I'd make a quick video before heading to the badge kind of window. And so I'm playing Electra right now. I'm still sort of like trying to farm the crossbone unique. And the bad news is that I'm still lacking one component. It's really hard to get the knife. I don't know why I couldn't get it. I got ammo though. I know a lot of you may be wondering how to get this ammo, but I managed to get it. So what I'm doing right now is just to play a game, and also there's a lot of topics to cover as well. Crossbone over there, come on man. Oh man, I just missed it. See, that's the thing. And so there's quite a lot of things to cover today, and the very first thing, of course, is the patch is coming up. It will be Captain America Civil War Part 2. So I really hope that Part 2 is way better than Part 1. I mean, the Part 1 is just, I think someone in forum said the best thing is that just beating up the same boss, keep beating him up every 2 minutes or so. How can that be an event? I don't know, but it seems to me that that is what we are doing. That's what I've been doing. Ooh, God Killer! Yeah, another one! Great stuff, man. Well, but I mean, the good thing about farming this terminal is that I do get some stuff from this whole exercise, and that is not all bad. I do have quite a nice set of some flags and whatnot. So I mean, just to recap, what I've done is that I've done the terminal, the cosmic terminal for the crossbone pursuit. Didn't work out. You guys saw the result. Not even a single component to it. So how cruel is that Gazillion, huh? And after that, I tried to farm the Hightown, the cosmic version. Also didn't quite work out for me. I got some component, but I didn't get anything really decent. So I went back to leveling. I have leveled the Green Goblin, and that worked out quite fine. I got 4 or 5 components out of the whole set kind of thing. So I'm sort of like, okay, fine. That become like my new hope to level up heroes while collecting components. And guess what? I still lack of one component. I managed to get one extra one through this exercise. So it's still bad. This whole thing is just bad. So the Part 1 has been a very meh to me. Almost like a waste of my time really playing this game. I could have done something like I don't know, World of Warcraft or whatnot, more of that, or even drive a truck, but that is a bad news. The good news though is that they are going to change it in a way that there are some new way to acquire these components, and they make it easier to acquire as well. So that could be good news. Now I do not know if Part 2 is going to involve Crossbone, or it's going to be like a Civil War join one side kind of thing. And rumor have said that during the week 3, then the Crossbone will come back again. I mean, if I can't see any knife right now at this video, I'll have to wait for another week to see that. That would make me a very sad panda. But I don't know. I still have my hope up that there will be some tangible way to at least get my knife, and after that I'll just call it a day. I mean, seriously, this game has been so burnout and draining. I've been doing this just running Hightown for the entire week, just one mob, and that's content. And in fact, I mean, this sort of thing is not new, but I think the execution is just poor, because if you look at the terminal, crossbone, have to rush, forget about any yellow stuff that you have. Okay, so if you look at, the terminal, right? It was being done up very nicely. I think they have done up very, I really appreciate the artwork on the terminal and everything. So I wish that was a way to get all this farming, because this idea is not new. If you play World of Warcraft, they do have a lot of event type of dungeon that just get a group of 5, do a dungeon to it within 5 to 10 minutes. The result whether you get it or not, and you come back out and do it again. And the drop rate, it was, from what I remember, was pretty decent as well, because in that game you may have multiple character to play, and you can't really afford to take forever just to farm anything for one. I mean, but it's kind of strange, because if you look at Marvel heroes, there are close to 60 heroes. There's no need to be that stingy, really. On this thing as well. It's something very hard to comprehend, because You know, I mean, these are quite nice, kind of unique, right? You know, all these artifacts are pretty decent as well. So there's really no reason to be stingy, especially for those who has a lot of like heroes to play, right? So anyway, the server is coming down soon. So part 2, I believe you'll be able to choose a side, and there will be some sort of like reputation system, I think, for the I believe there's something to do with whether you want to choose to be a team Iron Man or Team Captain America. A lot of you ask me what I'm going to do, and the answer is that I will start with Captain America, because I think I can relate better. As let me go back to middle when crossbones spawn. At least I'm anything closer. So that is like, you know, like World of Warcraft farming. Like just go around here and level 45. So what do? I should get to the next dungeon or instance. I hope my loading screen doesn't stop here. There's a tendency that things will just hang and here. So, alright, fingers crossed. Whether I can like teleport to the next dungeon or not, instant or not, it looks like I'm getting it. Okay, fine, I'm getting it. So boss time. Like I can really like close one eyes and play this game right now. The whole high town is just like, I've done it so many times. It's not even funny, the whole thing. Why is that one over here? Oh, okay, there's a few more here as well. I've done it so many times. It's not even funny. This whole high town. And by the way, if you are interested in using Electra to level up, I think there's one medallion, the Infernal War Scroll. It's kind of nice because of the +1 intelligence. I'm all intelligent gear, man, because you know, I just want to get it sorted very fast. I have to constantly look at my mini map to make sure that I'm not missing out any crossbone spawn. And it's kind of very distractive because I'm not really used to having the stuff here open up like this, and well, it's just what it is. And let's look to do what Gordon, another god killer, please. Okay. So yes, so that is going to be a next you know, the part 2 event. You've got to pick a side. So I would pick the Captain America because I've watched the movie. I think I'm more agreeable to what his approach is. But I think, you know, if I could change the, you know, reputation halfway through the week, I'm more than happy to do so too. I'm very morally flexible. Whichever way give me more loot, I'll do it. I don't know what else is there, like, you know. Ah, man, I mean, the part 2 of it, and then after that there'll be part 3. So I hope there'll be quite fun as well. You never know how they design the game, right? This Gazillion you're talking about. So now I think coming this patch, I don't know whether it will be live in this patch or not, but there will be quite a number of heroes nerf coming up. I think I would like to spend some time just to talk about this whole set of like nerfing of heroes, because I think many of you who are tuning into this channel have been following my build and so on. So if you are to follow my build, and you'll probably be wondering, you know, is my build still effective and so on. So I'd like to take some time to address that, just in case you wonder what kind of impact is it to you, and or rather say what kind of impact to me, because all my guide is based on how I feel like playing this you know, this game kind of thing. I have to be I have to drop all these yellow balls. Wow, this far, man. There's a 50% chance not making it before someone blow him off and blow him away, and that's it. Wow, I'm the first. Cool. Okay, so I'm the first. Wonderful. Big concentration here. This build is not really the most advanced build for the DPS, by the way. It's more for tagging for leveling. Is wonderful because of the area damage that it does. But it's not exactly wonderful. No, I still don't have it. I still don't have the knife. Oh man, Garcillion. You know, sometimes I wonder, right? If 1 week, I spent 1 week really hard playing this game, and what made you think that week 3 I can get the knife, really? I mean, no, this game is so a waste of time anyhow. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the you know, a couple of things that is going to be nerfed and how it's going to affect you. So I will start with the Emma Frost and Spider-Man and Rogue, kind of like how it's going to affect. You know, there's a damage ratio for some of the hero. Damage is being scaled up by the defense defense kind of like stats. So for example, I think Armor Force damage is being scaled up by the defense. Spider-Man is being scaled up by the dodge. So to that regard, how it's going to affect you? Well, I mean, on paper they said that they will, and Rogue, if you choose Spider-Man's kind of like passive, it will affect you, right? So that is on paper. So I think they said that it is just a 4% kind of effect reduction by 4%. But no, I do have my query, right? Because Gazillion is very good at spinning stories. In the past, they always tell you some news, bad news, and after that say, well, it's not that bad and kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, we have to see a number. But we know that defense has a diminishing return. So as dodge. So whether this 4% at which spectrum of the defense, whether you are at the high diminishing return, whereby 4% is sort of like or you're at the lower end of it, where 4%, it could be 4% of that. So we don't know. But if I were Gazillion, I would probably tell you a story that is easier to your ear. Meaning that something that is easier to swallow, I think, because I don't really trust them when they come to all these numbers and so on. I know that in the past, when they say that whether a hero is Nerf or not, they always build you a story to it's just a nice story to tell, right? All this marketing, and how are you going to validate anyway? So I suppose it's going to be, at best case scenario, 4% reduction. At worst case, I do not know. That is something that is, some of you may know. Now, you may have realized that I have not done any video guide on Armor Force. The reason why I've heard a lot, because I always pay attention to what's happening to a hero and so on. So when I heard such an overwhelming kind of like, excitement on a hero after a review, I'm very cautious. Because I think they must have done some mistake somewhere, and they will have to fix it somehow. I rather not to be addicted by the power and crossbone. So drop everything, go. Not to be addicted by the power, but to really do a hero. I mean, really play a hero what is meant to be. So that is something that is always the cornerstone of what I do. When I hear that something is just not too right, and I'll just wait until you get a little balance, because there's really no point in playing if there's, if it's going to be Nerf, right? So why do I create a guy? After that, I realized that, well, it's not that exciting, So I think I did see coming for Armor Force. Yeah, I mean, I do feel bad for some of you who has already been like, used to her power and be wondering why suddenly you can't have certain things. And yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. So Armor Force is one. Now I think Spider-Man is a surprise because if you see my video on the first crossbone farming, when I used Spider-Man to farm crossbone cosmic version back then, you find that his kill time is actually pretty fantastic. I was like pretty happy as well, because it's good to find a hero that is effective and you can rely on, right? So when I heard that they are going to change the dodge for Spider-Man, I was actually quite sad, because I really thought that for some of the Spider-Man fans like myself, we have been waiting so long for Spider-Man to be awesome. And he was awesome. He has been awesome for quite a long while. But I mean, with this Nerf, it'll be, I think it'll just an average dude. I don't know. Quite sad though, such an iconic hero. I rather it's not, I hope it is not, but by looking at how things go, because my Spider-Man also has quite a high dodge. It is not, it is, how should I say? Okay, so, but that is the bad news. But the good news is that in my build, I don't really ask you guys to gear for dodge. Even for the costume, I didn't ask you guys to gear for dodge. I asked you guys to, if you really wish to, gear for deflect instead. So because that you always gear a hero to fill the gap, right? Like I said. So if you follow my guide, I think there's still a reduction, but at least it won't be so heavy compared to those guys that's been like really all out for the dodge gearing. All right, so that is just sad news, man. So that is the Spider-Man. So that is the nerf in general. So there's some other nerf like the Iron Fist as well. I think the Thunder Kick is being reduced. I think the cooldown reduction is being applied. So what it really means is that I think some of you may have used the Thunder Kick to sort of gain advantage to be unkillable sort of like scenario. I mean, if you follow my build is a twin build that I don't use Tiger at all. I think I remember I used Leopard and I used the Serpent. So if you follow my guide, most likely you will not be affected by this change. I always think that sometimes it's good to exploit something, but it will come and bite you one day. So that's usually how it goes. So I don't really have a lot of comment on that one. Now, then the next one is the Loki. Now Loki is totally shocking to me. Now Loki is by far not a strong hero. He's alright. I think compared to the fact that I mean his signature is quite average. His ultimate is also quite average. And as a summoner, oh wow, this is far, man. I have a 75% chance of getting it, but let's see, man. Come on, Electra, go. Well, at least nobody's here. All right. Yeah. So they will nerf the Arcane Ruin, which I think even for my build I use that to generate a layer. And because they claim that that is the one thing that is stopping them from fixing the hero for good, which I thought because they said that this power is just way too powerful, and because of this power they don't really bother to balance other power, which I thought is a very kind of like, what kind of excuse is this? I mean, if you find that other powers are bad, then why not you just simply buff other power and kind of like reduce this one and do a good job in making him awesome? Why wait until this opportunity to nerf his Arcane Ruin while not really giving a lot of like information on how to buff him? Strange decision. I mean, of course it's easier on this side of the computer to criticize Gazillion, but all it takes, right? I mean, I think if they want to do a quick fix, right? All it takes is just anyone to play the game, play the hero for half an hour or so, look through the numbers, right? And you know what are the gaps already. You know exactly what to tune. And of course, it won't make tuning doesn't make the hero fun. I agree, but at least make it more balanced. So I don't know. They spend months and finally figure out how to fix a hero by nerfing a hero first. Interesting. So that's Loki, and the Thor as well. Now Thor is interesting breed, right? So if you follow my guide, I always say I go for the hybrid, and I do not want to do a range because I know I heard a lot of feedback saying that the range is very powerful, and it kind of like baffled me because from a game design perspective, there's no way a range can be powerful than a melee. It doesn't make sense, or that much powerful. So I thought something was wrong already, and I didn't want to like I said, if I know something is not right, usually I would not want to like really go all out to exploit certain things. What I do exploit is like probably some power that is useful, so I've been resisting to get into the whole kind of Thor that is a pure range Thor. And besides, I like my Thor to hit really hard. So I think what they're going to do is that the lightning hammer is going to be nerfed, and the by how much I do not know. But they always say that they will place Thor above the rest in the damage matrix. I think to be honest, I don't think his melee is bad. So if they have it more in line, the range build to be in line with the melee, even like equal, I think it's still alright. I think Thor is still alright. Although when they say something like this, right? I don't know whether some of you guys are from the era of the old days with the low-key kind of release was there. I remember one time they were nerfing the Loki and the oh wow, come on man, let's be fast, don't go slow, don't think, don't talk. Okay, So I don't know whether you guys from the low-key era or not, but that was exactly the same message they say. They say, oh, we are not going to, or we are going to nerf low-key's, power because of the whole summoner kind of thing. But he'll still be a top-tier hero. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's why that is from then. I didn't trust Gazillion anymore because after that, Loki never recovered from the part. I mean, I don't think he was at all strong. They said that Loki is still among the first, and news fresh. No, it's not. It's just marketing speech, and that's why I seldom really pay attention to what Gazillion say about the patch notes about, oh, don't worry, he's still a top tier hero. No, I mean, I never believe in that because they have fooled me a couple of times already. So what will happen to Thor? I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm still optimistic. So long as it doesn't touch onto the melee power, I'm all right, or at least my damage layer. So I think Thor is still good, and I mean, don't get too depressed. So the last but not least, Rogue. My goodness, the Rogue nerf is massive. Depending on how much you are, again, addicted to power. So now the good news is that, the good news first, right? If you were to follow my build and to actually do all villain, well, you don't have to do all villain, but if you do that's why if you recall, when I talk about Rogue, my Rogue guy, right? I said that I want to use mostly Rogue power with villain kind of affixes or the stolen power. It's because I want to shield away from all this very strange nerf that along the way, because I don't think her own power will get nerfed by that far or that much. So what I'm trying to say is that there will be a huge impact on the Rogue. And again, they say that, well, Rogue is still in a very good shape. I do not know. So what is happening is that all the attrition power, all this damage over time layer that you have, everything will be nerfed by at least 15%, they say. Now, again, this kind of figure you have to validate, and I do not know by how much would that be. Is it really 15% or more than that? I do not know. But good thing is that if you follow my guide, I only use two attrition layers, which is the slug as well as the only one actually. Yeah, so if you follow my guide, right, I only use the slug, right, because for another layer, I have a minus Titan layer, which is an impact in the old day, so that would not be impact in a way. And I've got the uppercut, which is Rogue's power. I've got the Rogue signature. I've got the Rogue rumble stuff. So, and after that, I've got the Iron Fist. Iron Fist is just a support because it buffed my uppercut. So yeah, the impact to my build. So good news for those who has been following my guide. I knew this day would come. I knew that all this buff or what kind of thing was going to affect the hero, and you have to go and relook into everything again to find out how come the power cannot be fired off. Strange, huh? You have to go and find out why this one doesn't, which power is still the best and stuff like that, and you don't have to do it anymore. That's why follow my guide, you'll be fine. All right. So anyhow, so in effect, so besides the attrition that's being nerfed as well, I think they have nerfed a couple of things. The teleportal, I think that is from where? Is it not from Sinister? I don't know. Teleportal. Wrath of the Muspelheim, which again, I didn't pick that. I didn't think that it was really. Anyhow, the Swooping Flames, which I think, did I use it for one of those? I probably not. Can't remember. In the range build. Then the Crushing Hell, which also affect my range build, by the way, and the Solar Assault as well. All right. So, and also a Chaotic Hex. So if you use any of those power, it will be impacted in a negative way. So yeah, I'm sorry to announce that to you. And the Shifting Stands also being impacted. And in fact, it was interestingly, it was one of the power I was toying with to swap out one of the defensive power for this Shifting Stands, I think. Anyhow, so that is all really, and I mean, I think that's only a beginning. This is a year of nerf. we have so many nerf everywhere. Like if you sum up the XP nerf, like nowadays I don't find that the petrol really give me a lot of like Omega, and my Omega is really bad. You know, I really wish that they do something about the the XP. It's like I play so long and I don't really get to even 9,000 Omega point. So it's very underwhelming, very not exciting for the what? Come on, man. Siege breaker. Yeah, so it is not very rewarding kind of thing. The XP nerf, and you have so many other nerf here and there, and even the Omega system that is being put in to the cap is being raised. But then if you compare 7,500 before and after, you're actually weaker. All right, so stuff like that, because the nooks are more expensive and some of the nooks are being nerfed and whatnot. So don't want to go too much into that. But what I want to say is that it's been a very painful year for a lot of us, because we see nerf more than anything in this game. What is being buffed, I do not know. What is being buffed is something called the Power Creed, but only affect the newer heroes and some of the new heroes though, not all. I don't think Electra is that powerful, nor Green Goblin. That is my take. Alright, so the server is down, and definitely I have to wait for a couple of hours before going back in. And I want to capture this kind of very beautiful, I think this is really beautiful lock-on screen. For those who have been away from this game for a while, just check it out. It's really fantastic the way that they have put so much effort into making a lock-on screen. And I'll see you online, and thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for supporting this channel as well. I know a lot of you are new to the game, and check out the link below. I always give you a whole list of updated video and guide for for this wonderful game called Marvel Heroes. And the Scarlet Witch, man, my favorite, and I hope they really release the costume like now, like today, very soon. And that's Ant-Man. What does that, like, going all the way back kind of thing? Oh, he's coming this way. Anyway, so that is my favorite as well. Black Widow. Bye.